Hello everyone, welcome to the first of many sessions of Computers in the Studio. As stated, everything will be now moved to remote and online learning. I will now be making a series of tutorials every week related around different concepts and demos that I was planning to go over in person. So the remaining 4 weeks will be revolving around After Effects. And so this week will be just an introductory course into just what After Effects is. So for those of you who don't know After Effects, it is a combination of maybe all the other Adobe programs, say Illustrator, Photoshop, even programs that are not Adobe related, such as Cinema 4D, and kind of gives them the ability to move, gives them the ability to motion, um, it kind of just allows you to create a larger sense of dynamicism within your work. It's used a lot in post-production. A lot of movies tend to use it. I can link to some examples in the class document that show maybe the different ways in which After Effects can be used. So before we actually get into the After Effects itself, we actually need to create a folder, and you can create it on your desktop, and you can just call this, week 9 intro. And as stated, before we move any further, please feel free to pause this video at any moment, review this video however many times you need to. Um, One of the better things about asynchronous learning and online learning is that you kind of have a lot more time with the material, and as stated, you're welcome to contact me during office hours and my email. So after you create W9 intro within this, I want you to then create a folder called materials. And so similarly to with the coding stuff we were doing the last maybe 5 weeks, setting up good folder structure is extremely important for After Effects. Similarly to coding and InDesign, you never actually load your files into your creative software in the way you would maybe Illustrator or Photoshop, right? Those programs embed whatever files you're putting into the program. But with After Effects, you're just kind of actually linking to different documents around your desktop and your computer. And so keeping them in one organized location that you're going to use, that is extremely important for this case right here. And so you can keep this here for the time being. You will add any materials that we will be using both in this demo and for your own workshops here. And then we'll also keep the maybe After Effects file out here. So this video will primarily just go over the workspace of After Effects. So open up After Effects, and then as you see, you'll just generally be greeted with this screen that says kind of welcome back, and you can either click to create a new project or open a project. For the time being, just hit new. Right, and so now you'll see the actual After Effects windows and workspaces. And so if you aren't seeing this, make sure to reset, go here to the very top, and you'll see kind of all the different After Effects workspaces you can have. Make sure to click on Standard, and you can hit reset to save layout in case it looks a little different. So from this, let's take it from the top. You will have on your very left hand side right here, it's called the project and folder window. And so this kind of will house any files that you will be using for After Effects, any Photoshop files, any Illustrator files, audio files, compositions, which are actually the main way in which you work in After Effects, will be housed here. This is basically to just help keep everything ordered within After Effects. Going on, you have your composition window. So as stated, similarly to how in Illustrator you have artboards, or in Photoshop you just have document files, or in InDesign you have pages. here you will have compositions, and so um, you can create compositions based off the things that you import, or you can create whole new compositions directly in After Effects. To the very right, you will have a series of different windows, and so you will have at the very top an info file, an info window, and so this will just give specifics about whatever it is that you're loading in. Similarly, as After Effects can take in audio, you will have the ability to then edit the levels and kind of change and see the way in which the audio is being used. Preview, so After Effects' main function works as works within video, within motion, and so this is simply to hit preview and to see kind of the way your video is playing out. At the very bottom, you have effects. So, After Effects, right? So After Effects comes with loads and loads of preset effects within its actual just program, and so through here you can search kind of different effects that you can then add to your video itself. This is extremely expansive, and you can add your own effects to it as well. So definitely take some time to look through these. And then along with that, you'll have libraries. And so this is if you use Adobe CC and have stuff loaded on and kind of want to bring in things from there, you can use this. Finally, along here, you'll see that there is kind of a series of bars, and I will go over those later at some point. And so the bar under the composition window kind of deals with the way that you're viewing the composition window. So you'll have kind of how zoomed in you are, you'll have kind of the resolution, you can see the transparency, so on and so forth. And then under here you'll have project window, you'll have stuff to create a new composition, creating new folders, and just kind of edit the project settings. Finally, along the bottom, you'll have what is the actual layer window, so similar to Photoshop, where you'll have a list of all of the layers in your composition. That's kind of here where you'll see it. And then you have a timeline, and so this timeline will show will show all of the different layers, and then from that show how much time that layer is visible within your actual composition. And this stuff will start to make more sense once we actually have things that are added into here and we start kind of messing around, but I think it's important to kind of have this as a base level for you all to kind of come back to and know that this is where everything kind of starts. Finally, along the very, very top, you have, similar to how a lot of the programs have a toolbar. You'll see that there are different tools here you can use: the zoom tool, rotate, camera tool, rectangle. You can kind of just go through these yourselves and just kind of look and see. And then finally, along the very, very top, if you're using a Mac, you'll see kind of all of the other options that you have through the GUI, but also now laid out into these files at the top. So that's it for this video right now. The next video that I'll be linking to will talk more about both importing options from Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator, as well as creating compositions.